Walter here. This lesson will build on your knowledge of the notes and their time values by teaching you the musical time signatures. In order to begin our lesson, we will see what the definition of a measure is, and then build on that measure by seeing how the time signature value is applied to that staff, and then demonstrate how the note values relate to the time signature. Here is the measure. Each one of these boxes is what we call a measure. These are bar lines that separate each measure. But the measure is a staff, and there will be beats inside these measures. But this is what a measure is defined as. This box that music fits into. This is a time signature. Time signature. In this case, it's 4/4 time. The top number tells you how many counts or beats are going to be in that measure. And the bottom number tells us what kind of note gets the count or the beat. So in this case, it's 4 quarter notes. Here, our time signature is 2/4, meaning 2 quarter notes. 2 counts to the measure, and the quarter note gets one of those beats. Here's another example of a time signature, only this time it's 4/2. That means 4 half notes in the measure. 4 counts or beats per measure, 4, and the half note gets one of those counts or beats. 4 half notes. Here's another time signature, a little more common than the last one, but it's 3/4, 3 quarter notes. 3 beats per measure, and a quarter note gets one of those beats. 3/4 time. Here's a sample of 6/8. 6 counts to the measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's the 8th note that gets the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, heck, wait a minute, I don't see the stem. Well, when you have 8th notes right next to each other, you can beam them together with one beam, and that would make it an 8th note, whether it's a single stem or a single beam. But there's 6 counts or beats in this measure, and the 8th note gets one of those counts. Here's kind of an odd one because it's not even meter, it's 5/4. There is much music written in 5/4. That means that there's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quarter notes in each measure. 5 counts or beats per measure, and the bottom number tells us what kind, and in this case it's the quarter note that gets one of those beats. So 5 quarter notes. I wanted to bring this example back to show you in terms of the time signature that you're absolutely understanding that the top number tells us how many counts, and the bottom number tells us what kind of note gets the count. 4 quarter notes. It could be 7/16 notes. It could be 8 half notes. It could be 5/8 notes. But the bottom number, notice, can only be a 2, 4, 8, 16. Each number doubles the previous one, which means that it gets half. of the previous number. It looks like the numbers are getting bigger, but it's actually, they're fractions and they're getting smaller. So remember, the top number tells us how many. It can be any number of notes. The bottom number tells us what kind of note is getting that count. In music, timing is critically important when playing the piano, especially when you are playing with other musicians. You must play together with the same timing. So you have just learned what the time signature is and how it is used in music, and the relationship of the time signature to the notes that are being played.